According to scientists, we could see forests in the Sahara Desert and sand dunes throughout the Amazon. Do you think that if everyone on Earth jumped at the same time, or if we pour iron into the oceans, it could fix global warming? Here are the crazy and interesting things about global warming you should know. If you like the video, click the subscribe button and tell us in the comments, would you rather live in extreme heat or extreme cold? If you find Ned, let us know in the comments below. When we think of polar bears, we think of the northern colder temperatures. Yet, according to research, polar bears have actually survived previous global warmings. They have left their genetic traits in other bear species. One animal that will not be able to adapt to climate change will be the narwhal, since it's fully adapted to the Arctic conditions and will not be able to survive the temperature change. It's not all heat. This one will shock you, but scientists say that despite the global warming, we are actually still in the ice age. There is a phenomenon called global dimming, and in the past 30 years, 4% less sunlight is getting to us and therefore creating a cooling effect on the already global warming heat, like a fan used in a hot room. Going further, science say that regardless of what we do to nature, due to the shape of the Earth, we experience cyclical warming and cooling of the Earth every 100,000 years. A bizarre correlation. What does kidney stones and temperature have in common? Well, more than you think. According to research, the higher the temperature of a region climbs, the more kidney stones are experienced by people who live in the area. Going with that math, we all may want to start drinking more water and taking better care of our kidneys so that as it gets warmer, we're better prepared. A positive angle. What could be a positive coming out of our glaciers melting? India and Bangladesh have the answer. For over 40 years, the two nations have been fighting over an inhabited island in the Bay of Bengal that had emerged after the cyclone that hit the area in the 1970s. Since it was a new territory, the two nations had a dispute over ownership. But the intentions were darker. There was speculations of oil in the island. Now you know why it was so important. And with the saying, easy comes, easy goes, in 2010, due to water levels rising, the island went back underwater. It was not after a couple of years later that the land dispute was actually solved. If it ever emerges again, it belongs to Bangladesh. The name changer. There is so much information regarding global warming as well as climate change that both terms are used as same when in reality they are not. As the name indicates, global warming is the measurement of the Earth's temperature increasing over periods of time. On the other hand, climate change takes into account variations of temperature, changes of patterns of rain, wind, and currents, as well as the effects of humans in the planet. According to the experts, both terms are okay to use, and it depends on what you focus on. Heating them to extinction. It's so sad to imagine species disappearing. And yes, there are plenty. Some, of course, we did ourselves by overhunting and habitat destruction, like the dodo, the Caspian tiger, and other less majestic animals. Now, in this case, no hunting, just temperature changes are doing the trick. From the untouched Monteverde region in Costa Rica, the last sighting of the golden toad was in 1989. Those toads were once very abundant in a very small area. Some scientists said that the climate and further extinction had to do with a spread of fungus that, due to temperature changes, were able to grow and weaken the toads to extinction. Who is worse, your TV or car? We have been told that carbon dioxide is the major cause of world heating. But what TV as well as thin film solar companies don't want you to know is what your flat screen TV has. It's manufactured with a component worse for the environment than car congestions in larger cities. nitrogen trifluoride, a gas not regulated by the Tokyo Protocol, has a global warming potential of about 17,000 times more than CO2. In some areas of the world, the temperature has been going to the extreme. Hotter summers and colder winters are becoming more common. Animals adapt to their environments, and according to biologists, smaller species will benefit from the heat. In Europe, a study revealed that based on body mass of different animals, including fish and bacteria, as well as sheep in Scotland, it was noticed that due to milder winters yet cool summers, the animal's body mass shrunk to about 50% over the last 3 decades. The Amazon desert? The climate change has brought with it different weather to unexpected regions. The first week of 2018, it was so cold in the U.S. that it was snowing in Tallahassee, the capital of Florida, and snow blanketed the Sahara Desert. With that in mind, can you imagine the Sahara Desert turning into a forest? Apparently, the weather patterns are affecting rain directions, and the Sahara Desert is turning green while the Amazon rainforest is turning sandy. Most of that is not nature's fault. Humans have been cutting the fragile rainforest and replacing it with cattle pastures. Over the last several years, there have been many plans to repair the damage to our planet. One of the most bizarre ways was in July 20th, 2006. The plan was to have everyone in the planet jump at the same time. Purpose? To knock the Earth out of orbit and therefore stop global warming. Another bizarre plan was to dump iron into the ocean to make algae grow and therefore combat global warming. Again, science now knows the excess algae, in the long run, creates more problems to the fragile ecosystem than the good the algae can do. In other words, experts say that if we were to spend all the money in preventing further damage, it will be better used and more effective than trying to repair what we have already broken. Global warming or climate change discovered. Thank you for watching.